topic of the day, like I said, I geared it to the American goldfinches because their pattern is a little bit different from those I just talked about. American goldfinches are our latest nesting songbird. They don't nest until mid-July, and the reason for that is they wait for the native thistle seeds to bloom. Remember, what you're feeding at your bird feeders isn't thistle. They is erroneously called that, but it's a plant called Niger. They have evolved with the natural thistle seed, which blooms in our prairies and our field and pastures, and that usually blooms. Our native thistles bloom in July, and they love that seed, and they're total seed-eating birds. And they also like to they can line their nest with that downy, fluffy stuff. So, what happens in early spring? We see these bright yellow birds that were dull olive in the winter, but now we've got to watch them change, and now we get so excited because we see all these beauty, and a lot of people think, oh, the goldfinches have returned. Well, they really didn't go anywhere, but they are entertaining, and then boom, all of a sudden they stop, and people get upset and they call us, and then they come, and then like, wait a minute, they're back. They're here just a few days later. Oh, they're gone again. What is happening with the goldfinches? Well, if you've been eating French fries every day, all day for months, and all of a sudden the buffet line opens and you have a lot of choices in food, you're going to go take advantage of that. In our world, in the goldfinch world, this guy right here, the dandelion, is the first of the buffet line to open up for them. When the big, and more accurately, this part of the world goes on, they love the little seed ends at the end of the little fluffy things that floats away. That's where the seed is, and they love them. Our native sparrows love them. The goldfinches love them. The indigo buntings love them. They'll eat on those like crazy. So when there's a bumper crop of dandelions out there, you lose your goldfinches. They just go out there and they eat on that, and you can't blame them. Well, a big wind comes along and kind of strips the seed heads, and then they're back at your feeders. You're like, oh, my goldfinches are back. Yeah, and then maybe a week or so, boom, they're gone again. Well, if you think about it, that's like kind of when the red maple seeds, those helicopter seeds, come floating to the ground. They're falling, and they love those. They go out and eat those for a while, and then they come back to your thing. But notice that they're in flocks, whereas cardinals are paired up, chickadees are paired up, downy woodpeckers are paired up. Goldfinches remain in those flocks until July when they nest. Now they bicker a lot, they chase each other around. You'll see them doing that, but they remain in those flocks, and they come and go back and forth to your feeders. So don't give up. I mean, they're there, and they're going to keep coming back into your feeders, and they just come and go with natural food, which is a natural thing for them to do, and that's what they should be doing. But that's the mystery of what happened to my goldfinches, and here they come back again. It's just a typical pattern. Now, if we do get to July, they'll disappear. The females especially will disappear because they're going to be out sitting on the eggs incubating. The males will continue to come during that period a bit, and then they'll bring their babies in. I've got whole other videos about what happens with goldfinches in the summer/fall. When they bring their babies in, they look green and things like that. We've got all that to look forward to. Right now, like I said, you should be enjoying your cardinals bringing their babies. The baby cardinals have black bills instead of orange bills. The baby downy woodpeckers have red on the top of their head, whether they're male or female. They'll lose that after molt.
They're the same size.
Oh, and one of the biggest misconceptions in the whole bird world is that baby birds are smaller than adult birds. And that's about the only bird I know that's true of in our area is the mourning doves. They're small whenever they first come with the adults, and when you see them out loose. But most birds are the same size as the adults the first day that they fly. So you can't tell a baby bird by its size. You have to tell it by the plumage, what it looks like. So if they're sitting there begging for food, and mom's giving a seed, that's the baby. They're begging for food, and the adults are taking care of them. So there's the mystery of the appearing and disappearing American goldfinches in the springtime. Good idea for a program. Thank you so much for the idea. Give us a like, give us a share. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Until then, come on, let's talk birds.